Hello everyone, it's Satch on Sims here, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, usually on my channel I do Sims 4 build challenge videos and things like that, but for today I'm going to be doing a news video about the Sims 5/Sims 4. So recently an EA employee known as Sim Guru Graham in the community has done a news interview with the website Games Radar about the future of the Sims 4/5. Just reading the content of the article really concerned me. So guys, just the title of this article, there's way more that we can still do with this title. Before we get into this article, let me just say, I cannot believe how long The Sims 4 has lasted. It's lasted coming up to 7 years now. That is a long time for The Sims to be going on for. It's the longest ever spanning Sims game, and technology and advancements have developed so much, so has Sims players' attitudes since then. So the fact that they're still continuing with this game boggles my mind. One thing I think is kind of funny is, he admitted here, I think that increased depth to the simulation is a big thing for players when talking about why they made the Snowy Escape Pack. That kind of annoys me because the Snowy Escape Pack doesn't really add any depth to the Sims 4. I know this is an unpopular opinion maybe, but I honestly didn't really like the Snowy Escape Pack. What the? In fact, I haven't even bought it. Maybe I'll buy it when it's on sale, but honestly. And a lot of other people have been saying as well, they kind of played with the pack once or twice, and then it was like, well, what do I do now? I've seen an animation of my Sim skiing down a hill. I've seen an animation of them climbing a mountain. But other than that, what can you really do with this pack? It's got no depth. Don't get me wrong, I have the utmost respect for the people who make it because I'm sure it's really difficult to design these games and things. But, it doesn't really add anything that we've never seen before. And the biggest thing that worried me about this article is at the end they said, there's such a diverse range of topics and features that we could cover, and the possibility space of what we can do within The Sims 4 is just humongous. Oh my gosh, it is not humongous. And then he goes to say, I think that just goes to show that there's way more that we can still do within this title. Oh my god, can I just say before I finish his sentence? No, it bloody doesn't. Sorry. Anyway, back on. And then he went to say, and our players are plenty hungry for more content that we can give in. That's a good problem to have. What that basically means is The Sims 4 is still making lots and lots of money for EA, therefore they're not going to be getting rid of it anytime soon. And that upsets me because I feel like The Sims 4 is going down the exact same path as The Sims 3 did. So one of the biggest problems with The Sims 3 is that every time they release a new expansion pack, the game just felt more empty and bland. In addition, there were severe performance issues that got worse with every single update, every single new pack that was coming out. And in the end, The Sims 3 got to the point where it was basically unplayable. You literally could not even play the game without it crashing. Even now, if you try to play The Sims 3, it just crashes on your computer. I've tried to do videos before where I played The Sims 3 and I couldn't really play it that well just because it kept crashing. So for the fact that they're saying that The Sims 4 has plenty more to give, honestly, I find it offensive. The reason why I find it offensive is because the game is basically broken. Every time I try and play The Sims 4 now, I always encounter a bug, a glitch, or a big problem. At least one, but usually, from 1 to 5 in any single gameplay. The reason why I get so offended by it is because, they're releasing more products without fixing their old ones. And the worst thing is they're still selling those old broken games. A good example of that is the Dine Out pack. So the Dine Out pack was honestly the pack that I was the most excited for because it gives you ability to own and create your own restaurant, but also go to restaurants and dine out. Now, this pack is fundamentally broken. Basically, the whole restaurant system doesn't work. Last night I actually played The Sims 4 just by myself in my bedroom. I didn't record it or anything because it was just a personal gameplay. Anyway, I sent my Sim to a restaurant. It must have been about 5 or 6 p.m. in game time, and I ordered them a starter. Even it got to I think 2 or 3 a.m. in game time, and the starter didn't even arrive yet. So let me just think. I'm not good at maths. That's 6, 7, 8. It took 8 hours and they still didn't even receive the starter after 8 hours. In addition to that, my Sims kept standing up and sitting down and wandering off, doing strange things inside the restaurant. They released a patch update only recently to fix this problem, and it's still not fixed. And there are many problems with not just the Dine Out pack, but literally almost every single pack of The Sims 4. There's always some really big issue and, problem with it, and I hate it because I think people forget that The Sims 4 is a product, just as a microwave is a product, just as a t-shirt is a product. If you buy a microwave and it's broken, you return that microwave. If it's not your your fault. If it's a faulty design, you return that microwave. And the company who made that microwave would more than likely discontinue it so that nobody else would ever have to buy a faulty broken microwave again. Yet in The Sims 4, even though, you know, packs like the Dine Out pack are faulty and broken, they don't discontinue it, they don't fix it, they don't give everybody a refund for it, they just continue to sell it as if it's nothing. And that's the one thing that I really, really hate about The Sims 4. So the fact that they're saying, you know, The Sims 4 has plenty more to give. No, it doesn't. It literally has nothing more to give that's not broken. And that is why I'm so worried about this article and what SimGuru Graham said, because how can they say that The Sims 4 has plenty more to give when it hasn't even given us anything good enough to begin with? So, you know, I just feel like The Sims 4 has so much potential, but that potential just goes to waste because the game's broken. And the exact same thing happened with The Sims 3 as well, where they released this expansion pack called Into the Future. This was the last ever expansion pack for The Sims 3. The gameplay was absolutely rubbish. It was boring. Sorry guys. It was boring. In addition to that, it was so surface level, it was totally broken. In fact, the whole Sims 3 game was broken at that point. And The Sims 4 is in a very similar position where they're at the point where they're releasing these random packs like Snowy Escape, which don't really add anything to the game, and the game's broken. They're just adding it for the purposes of making money for it, you know. Now, one thing I will say, I am happy for them to continue working on The Sims 4, but only if they give it a big quality of life overhaul. At the end of the day, you know, we're almost 7 years on now. Computer hardware, graphics hardware has become so much more advanced than it was previously. And you know what? I am happy for them to release new expansion packs for the game, as long as they try and give them a little bit more depth, and as long as they give the game firstly just a big fix, because right now the entire game is broken and it's not really that playable. Let's be honest, like, The Sims 4 is basically a build simulator now. It's not a life simulator, it's a building simulator. You know, when's the last time you ever actually watched somebody do a Let's Play in The Sims 4? The only time I've ever seen, you know, like Let's Plays on YouTube now of The Sims 4 is if they're very, very modded to make them more interesting and playable, or they use a challenge like the 100 Baby Challenge to make it more interesting. I haven't just seen like a normal Let's Play of The Sims 4, and that's because it's basically impossible or boring. In addition to all the bugs as well, The Sims 4 is becoming very unplayable. My game is starting to run so slow recently. Do you know what? I never really use mods or anything like that in my game, so that's not the cause. Honestly, I just have the plain vanilla game and it doesn't run smoothly at all. Don't get me wrong, like, I don't have a super high powerful gaming PC, but you know, I have a gaming laptop which is released on hardware that was released well after The Sims 4 release. It should work very, very well on my hardware. I play much more complicated games that are much more difficult to render than The Sims 4, and I play all of those games in the highest graphics setting, and it's perfectly smooth, good frame rates. So the fact that The Sims 4 is struggling is really mind-boggling to me. And it's not just me on my laptop, you know, console players have had the same problems as well. If you're curious, just Google Sims 4 PlayStation loading times. Like, the loading times on consoles is ridiculous. Like, honestly, I do like playing The Sims 4, but I just feel like if they're not gonna fix it, trash it, bin it, throw it out the window. I don't want it anymore. If it's at the point where the game is basically becoming unplayable, just stop right there. EA, if you're listening, stop right there. I know they're not listening, and this video will probably only get like 20 views anyway, like all my videos. But fundamentally, if they are not going to stop here, when are they going to stop? Because, you know, are they just going to run it until it's dry and broken and literally 100% unplayable? Or are they going to stop with a bit of dignity? Who knows? Nobody knows. It's a mystery. Honestly, like, if they still want to release content for The Sims 4, I'm totally fine with them, you know, releasing stuff packs and things like that to give us a bit more content. But really, I just want them to focus mostly now on fixing all the bugs and issues with it if they are going to continue with it. In addition to that, I really just want them to work on The Sims 5 as well now and give us some information about that, because I'm kind of getting a little bit bored of The Sims 4, and I really hope for The Sims 5 they just do something different. And one thing that I really hope for with The Sims 5 is that they work on a much better game engine so that the game, you know, isn't so buggy and glitchy all the time. I really hope that they find new ways to improve the hardware to make the game more playable for the long term, because that would be good for EA, because they can make more money that way by constantly releasing new packs for a long time in the future, and it's good for us as a player. So let's pray that EA don't f*** The Sims 5 up like they f***ed up The Sims 4 and The Sims 3. Did they f*** up The Sims 2. I guess The Sims 2 was alright, but The Sims 3 and The Sims 4 were basically a nightmare. Anyway, guys, that was my opinion on this article and on The Sims 4 and The Sims 5. Do you agree or disagree with what I said? Let me know. I want to know. Please let me know in the comments section below. Also, make sure to hit the like button on this video if you liked it and subscribe for some more videos. I upload videos 2 or 3 times a week. I'm really close to 100 subscribers actually, which I know is quite low, but for me, that's a lot. I'm really proud of that achievement. So if I can reach 100 subscribers soon, I would be super duper happy. So please hit the subscribe button. I'd love it if you did. Anyway, other than that, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time.